YouTuber formerly known as Master Board 66, the Omega, the Symbol, the Performer. Welcome to the channel. So today we got another reaction video. Soraya, bro, shout outs to you once again. It's your title of this video: Are white women a black man's peace? You just love picking fights, don't you? I know you about to watch this video. Listen, you better, hey Soraya, you better know how to fight against these women that is consumed by the garden of insanity. You better know how to do all that, man. It's because I'm telling you, they coming for you. They coming for you. You just had to do. But we gotta see what she got to say about this. So we're gonna react to this together. So let's get right into it.
I'm crazy for saying I will not date a black man that dates white women. And I'm not saying like you can have never dated a white woman. I'm just saying if you continuously date white women more than you date black women, I don't want to date you.
Well, if a black man prefers to date a non-black woman, the chances of him wanting to date her are pretty low anyway. But why even judge a man for wanting to date non-black women? Because I don't see black men judging black women for wanting to date white men. But I believe it's because she's probably not dating anyone right now. Because if she would be dating somebody, she most definitely would not worry about those men that she does not want to date.
And this man said, I never knew this side of life.
And I've seen this video already of her on the left. Man, she pretty much answered her own question about, you know, what it is, why, you know, brothers do what they do. You know, some brothers date, you know, the snow bunnies. I mean, it was just pretty much a frustration post. You can see she was frustrated and, you know, not really like trying to come up with a solution, just want to be mad. Let's ride out.
And he said, being with my white girlfriend, fiance, and her family, he said, you know what it's like? And this is what got me, ladies. He said, it's like if you're in a crowded room and you're surrounded by chaos and just everything is just chaotic and noisy and loud and disruptive, and you take some headphones and you put the headphones on and you can drown everything out, because when you put the headphones on, it's quiet and it's peace. He said, that's what my fiance is to me.
I mean, non-black families have their issues too, and they can also be very chaotic. But that difference that she's talking about, that peace that this young man was talking about, and we're going to get into the details in a little bit, is the difference that you will only notice the moment you leave the US. And this video resonates so much with what my husband had to experience before he came to Germany, because the interaction with women in his environment versus the interaction with women he had over here in Europe are like night and day.
Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level up. Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny then snatched him.
I know that we all have our different opinions about Dr. Umar Johnson, but what he said in that short clip is very, very true. A lot of women have the expectations of meeting the fully finished product and a man making the six figures.
It's all about this, you know. I'm not saying all, but some women in my community want the man that has it. Oh, what you have right now. They always wanted to see like what's there for the man at the moment. No building, no try to, you know, grow with him, nothing. I said some, not all. I shouldn't even have to say that, because you need to think for yourself, like, is he's talking about everybody? No, not. You know, and the other races of women, they, you know, they did it. They play the long game. They get it. and they'll build with a man if they see him struggling, you know. It's just that, like, everybody has a solution of what they can fix Sometimes they need to fix themselves. They just don't want to. They just want to keep being this type of person and thinking they're going to get a better result. That is why I keep saying most of these women and guys in America are consumed by the garden of insanity. Let's ride out.
Just letting the woman do whatever the hell she wants to do. I know so many Turkish, German, Indian, mixed Italian ladies who have helped their black husbands to get to where he is now, and now their whole family just lives in abundance. They drive nice cars, they have multiple babies, and they're just living their lives. When women that these men want...
Another thing, sisters, everybody's watching you. When it comes down the internet or what y'all do in public, you know, a lot of these, you know, women of other races, they are watching you, and they're watching how you interact and how you treat men in your own communities, or if you with somebody that's in the other races. Once they see you messed up, and once they see you that some, you know, you undesirable to some brothers here, especially in this country, they're rubbing their hands like Birdman. They rubbing their hands like Birdman, and they gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get with this brother right here." Show them how it's done. You know, women of other races are competitive, man.
Wanted to have back in the day didn't want these men because they were not where they are today. A lot of women do not want to put in that work. A lot of women do not have the patience. A lot of women don't even know how to support a man in what he's trying to do. They don't even see where they could be as a couple in a few years from now if they are patient and willing enough to help that man. And with that being said, everybody, happy Friday and welcome back to another video. First of all, thank you all so much for all of the love, all of the support, all of the comments that I see in my comment section. Because without you, there wouldn't be a me, and without me, there wouldn't be this channel. So this is what I call teamwork. But back to today's video, which carries the title, Is a White Woman a Black Man's Piece? Which is actually the caption to this lady's video. I'm just here to ask for a friend. But I do feel as though that if women, and you could say black women as well, of course, if they would compete less with their men and support him more, if they would have a less bad attitude and be more friendly or do not disrespect their men, there will probably not be this type of content. And I'm just saying this because I have seen the difference. But not only me, I have friends who make the difference. Women need to stop competing with their men. Women need to stop disrespecting their men. And women need to stop being delusional and having these unrealistic expectations, wanting to be treated as a queen, but never are willing to listen to their king. Let's get back to this young woman who's explaining why she does not want to date any black men who are dating white women. Ugh, how could you?
Through my experiences and seeing the patterns that I see from black men that date white women, I just know that that's not for me. Like, the characteristics of that type of man is not the man that I see being my partner.
For one, how can you collect experiences with men that you don't want to date because they are dating non-black women? That's for one. For two, why would you even sit there and waste your time on things that you don't want, men that you do not like to date, instead of focusing on what you want and enjoying your dating life? Maybe it's because she doesn't have a dating life. And you know what? The sad thing...
That's pretty cold. But brothers, I got a question I want to present to y'all. Well, like, would you date a sister knowing that most of the time she dated Caucasian men? Let me know. Would that turn you off? Like, let me know in the comment. Let's ride out.
About it is, those men that she is talking about, they're not bothered by her. They don't care about her mindset, her opinion. See, if she would not be so bothered, if that would not disturb her so much, if she would not be so concerned about who black men are dating, those men that she, by the way, does not want, there wouldn't be this video.
I try not to stereotype people or put them in a box, because I truly don't think that all black men that date white women or have
second thought, she looked like a person that would date Caucasian men. And I think she's just projecting. But let's ride out.
Preference of white women are this way. I'm just saying I've noticed it enough for it to be an issue with me. And like, I just have noticed that those men tend to be uncomfortable in their blackness. They tend to be a little bit more insecure. I typically intimidate them, which I don't really understand because
Hold on. How delusional does she have to be to believe that a black man is not confident in his blackness? That she is just too much to be dealt with? See, those are the exact type of things that men, any man, black, white, purple, would not want to deal with. How is you gonna start a relationship with a man, but you're entering that relationship with the possibility of thinking that he's intimidated by you? What man on this planet is intimidated by a woman to begin with? That's for one. For two, maybe that black man that you do not want to date just sees some or has some preferences or sees something in a non-black woman that he did not get from a black woman. You know, just like, let's take Eve for instance. Why is nobody coming at her for marrying a white wealthy man? When it comes to her, it's a whole bunch of go get it, girl, you got it, girl, you made it, girl, blah, 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 all of this. But the moment a black man wants to marry a non-black woman, it's a problem.
Yeah, that hypocrisy has got to end. I mean, because a lot of these, you know, quote unquote black women, they want to desire, they want to be validated, you know, being with a Caucasian man. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is, and I can't really stand that hypocrisy, man. When they get mad when brothers do it, you know, date, you know, quote unquote white women. But yeah, it's a trip. It's right up.
Problem. Now some black women don't want to deal with them anymore because he chose a different route. This is crazy. See guys, too many women nowadays use their sexuality to impress and keep a man. But try to use your femininity and watch you transforming that man's whole world. The way he sees you, the way he talks to you, the way he treats you, things that he wants to do for you. This is what men are seeking and looking for. All of these women who look so good, who have everything going on in their lives. Yes, of course, an attractive woman is always going to get a man's attention, but really it's the connection between you and him. You can be the most attractive woman on the world, but if your attitude is crappy, then the best looking man is not going to want to deal with you. Now let's get to this lady's video. Her video is actually about 6 minutes long, so I'm just going to go ahead and give you the meat and potatoes. She goes to the barbershop and she sees a young, handsome black man. He's tall, he's muscular, getting a haircut. She overhears his conversation that he's having with his barber. He's talking about how he just graduated college, he's an engineer now, and he's back in town to get ready to marry his white girlfriend. And when his barber asked him the question,
what made you decide that she was the one? Like, what made you want to marry the white girl or the white woman? No disrespect. So what this young man said after that is what just literally took me out the game. As a black woman, as a black mom.
We are going to get into the man's answer in a quick second. I just want to jump in real quick and say that this could have been the story that my husband could have told, because my husband went to the barbershop before he boarded his last plane coming to Germany, and he was in the exact same situation. He was getting a haircut, talking to his barber, and when he mentioned that he was going to marry a white girl, everybody turned their heads towards him, and all of a sudden he was the center of attention, and people were so concerned about the fact why a black woman wasn't good enough anymore. And it's not even about that. It's about what this woman is going to explain in just a minute. It's about the difference to what he was used to. And I'm not saying that what he was used to is bad, but what he was able to get here was just better.
Says that, you know, he come from, of course, the hood and had a hard knock life, you know, just with one mom and no dad and that same shit. Like, don't nobody I hate the fact that that is such a stereotype. You know, we hate it too. But so he goes off to say that when he went to college, it was a college that was mixed, but more so of a white college. And he start, you know, meeting up with white friends and, you know, they introduced him to another whole world that he didn't know existed, and the young girl, she became a friend and then introduced him to their family. And when he goes over there, they're all married. The parent is married and they have a really good home and they do things together and they communicate. It's just a good energy, a good vibe.
Now, first of all, I would like to say that non-Black families have their issues too. They may just be better in hiding it. But I want to focus on the words vibe and energy. See, when my husband came to our household, a traditional Turkish household, living in Germany, where everybody has their roles, there are rules and regulations. You're coming home from work to a home-cooked meal. You're sitting down. Everybody's asking each other, how was your day? There are set times where everybody has to be at home for dinner or else mommy is going to get upset. There is no disrespect, no hollering, no screaming. There is not coming home, going into your rooms and staying into your rooms to yourself all the freaking time. That's not going to happen.
And this man said, I never knew this side of life. My life was always loud and chaotic and always disruptive with my family. So the young man said, he would go over there and they would go on vacations. They would have Sunday dinners. When they had cookouts, there was no fussing, no fight, no arguing. It was just all love and vacations. I was thrown at what this young man was saying in regards to what he seen and what he witnessed being with this young lady and this new side of life. And so he said that, when he seen it, he started thinking about all of the chaos that his life was. It was always baby mama drama and fussing and fighting, and they'll get together as a family and it'll be a fight. And the drunk uncles, the drunk mamas, he was like, my aunt and uncles, they all on welfare and always scheming and always fussing and fighting, cussing, trying to hook up with this dude and that dude. And it's just all these Black women, just all that seemed like that's all I was raised up under. That's all I seen. That's all I know. And
I really admire this woman for her honesty and openness and willingness to speak about this, because when I was trying to speak about this topic a few months back, the world hated my guts. Of course, not everyone, you know who I'm talking about. Anyways, that's the difference that my husband experienced and that he was so intrigued by before he decided to permanently come here to Germany. The environment, the atmosphere, the whole coming home feeling. The feeling of comfort, the feeling of being welcomed, the feeling of being recognized, cared for. Somebody was at home waiting for him. Somebody was calling his phone, worried about him when he didn't come home at a certain time. That feeling of being appreciated. Of course, I'm not saying that all Black family households are what this woman had described. Some of them are like...
I would like to say this. It's like about the other lady, because I seen that video before that she's talking about, Soraya's talking about. It's like that brothers don't, it's like they talk as if brothers don't deserve great treatment, you know what I'm saying, across the board. It's like we supposed to endure chaos and drama and all that within our communities. I mean, it'd be your own people. It be your own people that don't want to see you happy. Like this. It's like, people within my community is like that. That's all they know. They don't know nothing else. They don't want to try to better themselves. They don't want to see you happy. They want to see you in the same boat as them. They want to see you do good, but not better than them. It's just some people in our communities are like that. Be your own people. Let's ride out.
Like this though. If they wouldn't be, that man wouldn't have had that experience. My husband wouldn't have talked about similarities like this one. You can't make this up, just like the great Kevin Samuels said. If more women would adapt the thought and act like they are wifeable, then we wouldn't have these problems, not on the dating market. We wouldn't have women talking about, oh, they can just do whatever they want. They don't need a man in their lives. All of this talk, you already know what. You know, if women would be as feminine, as masculine they are, it would be the complete opposite, and I think we all would be fine. This channel might not even exist, or I'll be making cooking videos. I am thinking about making cooking videos because I just love cooking, but that's off topic. So guys, what do you think about this topic though?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this one more time. You have all the solutions. Whatever you feel like you can do better in, or you can fix within yourself, you have the solutions. All you gotta do is apply it to yourself. And whoever you wanna be with, make it worthwhile. Make it not hard. Make it, easy. You know what I'm saying? And just grow. Build. Care for one another. That's all. I'm speaking to men and women on this. But yeah, let's have a discussion. Hit that like button, subscribe if you new. I do a variety of videos here, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.